Gun noises.
Yeah. Get a dog off you.
Woof, woof.
You
Doggy
what is good? What is poppin', everybody? My name is back in the building, Uncle C.
My name is entering the front foyer. Nosh dog, what it do?
And welcome to episode 102 of Bad Habits of Podcast. First episode back since, I think, end of June.
Deserves a big round of applause.
Fuck. It's been...
Definitely deserves a big round.
It has, eh? It's been a summer, eh? Like, fuck, man.
It's a long break there, bud.
We had a little lengthier break than anticipated, and for those watching, you'll notice that Dan isn't here right now. He's still hectic, and he's got some family things coming up the next couple of weeks. So all over the place he is, gallivanting heavy. So I don't... Well, Dan's going to jump in when he can. He's been helping us with some of the content for tonight. So shouts to Uncle Daniel. So Notion and I think we wrapped up. I think the three of us wrapped up around the end of June, or I think end of June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking we'd come back mid-August because I was moving. That was the primary inspiration. Man, and now it's mid-September. No, it's late September. Fuck. So we took damn near 3 months off. That's actually pretty obscene. That's way too long. But
yeah, how bad? I guess. Yeah, we've been busy, mate.
Yeah, shit's been crazy. But to be honest, like we haven't had a break, and I haven't had a break from content creation. Basically, I've taken little tiny ones here and there, but nothing like this. Like, it's almost like this was a necessary recharge. Like, I was burnt the fuck out. I imagine you guys would have been too. I have the other podcast that I host, plus the other content that I'm creating, and it's just, it's a lot. But I feel good. I'm ready to get back in. How do you feel?
That's good. Yeah, ready to go. Fuck, it was good to have a break and just, man, I was just on the bike more in the forest, just keeping it real and focusing on engineering and stuff like that, and doing some photography here and there. So
beautiful. I was going to say, how was your summer? Do you want to just recap? This is going to be a recap episode. Like, just what's been happening since we dipped. We're not going to go crazy into it. Some things you'll know, some things you won't know. That's kind of the point. Might as well give a bit of a, both of us give some just little personal updates. Like, what the fuck has been going on? Do you want to start, or do you not have as? I know I've got a lot more to say because mine were much larger.
I'll kick it off. It's real short and sweet. The summer equaled lots of sunshine. I got my tits out at any given moment. I literally was riding my bike with my fucking tops off for the boys. Pause.
Hey,
and I was literally just hanging out with people that I literally haven't seen for 2 years, 3 years because of all the stuff, and not being able to see cunts, whether they were traveling or they live far or whatever. So reconnecting with some people, going on some rides, mainly in the sunshine, lots of beer, lots of parks, and then traveling to other forests and shit with my neighbor and some other mates just to get some new biking adventures on the big bike and stuff like that. So lots of outside time.
Love it.
And just trying to get more engineering work and just keep that steady and solid. And then, just photography and taking photos of beer and shit. It's mostly been like pretty chill. Nothing too crazy to go away. My buddy Connor beat cancer, so we had a big party.
Shouts to Connor. Let's give him some.
He's been battling that since April, and he kicked it in the face by September, which is actually crazy because they were projecting like 2 years. So anyway, the boy beat it, so we ended up having a bit of a shindig at the parents' house. So that was lovely. It's good to have your mates around.
Nice.
What else, man? What else? I bought a new painting, which I can't turn my thing around, but I guess I can take a photo of it or something. But anyway, Craig Werner is one of the homies that I do cycle with, but he's also an incredible painter and digital artist and all kind of multimedia fucking artist. He is just the maddest. So I got a crazy yin yang painting, which is basically half black and white and half kind of like psychedelic colors on the other side of the yin yang. So it's just
Very
really
cool.
cool. And the name of it I can't read from here. I can't remember off the top of the head. It's on the back. Yeah, it's on the back. Anyway, I got some crazy artwork, which I'll figure out how to do really quickly.
Yeah, you can take a little pic and show the old cam. I really like it too. It's a really nice piece. Yeah, look at that. That's a fucking trip, mate. Do some mushies and look at that.
Well, that's what I want to do after this show. Actually, probably just have a couple of chockies and just have a look at it.
Going. Yeah,
but yeah, that's pretty much all the good stuff. Just lots of plants. All my plants are massive. Summer was good to these boys and girls, so the jungle is bigger in here.
Love it.
I'm out here.
Good shit, man. I'm glad it was relaxing for you.
Yeah, it was mostly relaxing.
I love it. I mean, I guess I am responsible then for the break. I requested it. My summer was significantly more hectic, and like it sounds. I'm glad that you got to sort of like soak it up and chill a bit and vibe out. Mine was intense as fuck. Great things, but Jesus Christ, it was intense. So I think we stopped. I must have said it on the last thing. We bought a house. My partner and I bought a house in back in Ontario. We were based in Quebec for 10 years, so back in Ontario, close to Notion finally again in the family, which is great. So we, in July, I guess, we got the keys for the place, and we had a little, so we had to come here, get the keys and whatever. And then we booked a trip. Tiff and I booked a trip for her birthday in Sutton, Quebec, which is just like about 2 hours south of Montreal. And just this beautiful town it's like a ski mountain, but we went in summer, and they got like 2 breweries on the main street, and just this beautiful place that had like a hot tub and a sauna on the balcony. It was very cool. So we chilled there, really enjoyed that, and then we came back down to Toronto because we bought tickets to see Banks, who's a singer from LA that we love, and she didn't play Montreal for the first time ever. That's when we saw you. Oh no, it wasn't. Did we see you then? No, we didn't. We saw you another time. But I think we saw you too. Yeah, you did. Where'd you go to?
Yeah, I went to Krangbin.
Oh yeah, how was that? It was dope, right?
Echo Beach. Honestly, dude, it was sick. It was outside. It was lit. I was actually on Mushies. Now we just talked about it.
Hey.
And I was with the homie Braden and his missus. That was fire in the booth. Roro was in the building. Everyone was out there. We had a good time. So yeah, concerts. I got outside to public things, not just outside in the forest or the park.
Look at you, man of the town.
Look at me, man on the town.
Look at you,
man off the. Right? Trying to be, bro. I've been eating lots of cool food, actually. I'm going to add quickly, just to jump in.
Please.
Fried chicken sandwiches. I've been doing the tours, fried chicken sandwiches around fucking Toronto, and just getting them inside my face hole. Like, because I ride lots, it's just a really good bit of protein. Just chuck it in your face. I love fried chicken sandwiches so much.
What's the best?
So, yeah.
What's the best one?
So far, I'd say, like, one of the best ones that you can always rely on that's familiar, that will just be so consistent, is Birdie's.
Okay.
Birdie's fried chicken in the East End. I think they have another one on the far side, but yeah, notable.
Love definitely to see that. I'll have to rock one with you soon. No, please. This is great. If you keep thinking of stuff, just jump in too, because I won't go forever. Concerts.
You saw Banks?
Saw Banks, and on the way down to Toronto from Sutton, we've been wanting to get a puppy for a while. And we didn't really know how to get one. We've been looking at breeders online because we wanted a specific one. Like, people were saying get a rescue and all that stuff, and I completely understand, but I'm not equipped to deal with the trauma of a dog. I just don't want that in my life, and people kind of make you feel like guilty for not wanting that, I've noticed. Like,
really?
People get when I posted about getting dogs, there's been multiple very, very extremely overly passionate posts about get a rescue, save a soul. Like, adopt, don't shop, and all this stuff. I'm like, I completely do get it. I really do, but I've almost exclusively only heard bad stories for the most part, because you're getting a dog who's been mistreated or abandoned or something. We are first-time owners, and I'm sorry, I don't want that in my life. I just don't. And people did tell us as first time, it's probably best not to get a rescue, just to be safe. So we did a lot of research. We found a breed called a Maltipoo, which is a Maltese and Poodle mix. That's small, hypoallergenic, doesn't need much exercise, is a pretty chill lap dog, which is what we want, and cute as fuck. And very smart and easy to train, which is exactly what we wanted. So we were on the way from Sutton. Tiff started looking at Kijiji, and we found this ad, and they had a couple of different ones. And we messaged the lady, and she said, "Yeah, we wanted one that was like an apricot color. They had a white one and an apricot. And the white one was spoken for." Like, cool, perfect. So then we were a bit sketched because you don't know who the fuck is behind these ads, and
You know what I'm saying?
Tiff messaged her, and someone told us that Tiff's friend Adriana, much shout love to you, man. Like, she's the best. She has had a dog the last couple of years, so she's been our dog sensei the whole time.
Dog Sensei.
You like
I
that?
love it.
Is that a good episode name?
Yeah, that's a good one. No.
I don't. Well, I'll write it down for now. You know the vibes. Fucking hell. And so we heard somewhere that you're supposed to FaceTime them to make sure everything's legit, and the lady immediately agreed. So we were driving to Toronto, pulled up in the en route, FaceTime with her, and she showed us the dog, and we were like, we both wanted. She would be manifesting this dog just like we manifested the house and everything else that's going on in life. So we saw him, we there, and I was like, oh man, that's the fucking guy. So then we came down the next day, like before the bank show, to go visit her, and she was like in this blueberry farm in the middle of nowhere, like a couple hours from Toronto. And we went there, and as soon as we saw him, we're like, that's the fucking guy. That's
just melted.
That's Barry.
Like that emoji.
Yep.
Like the new emoji.
Face melting emoji.
The floor.
So we were like, he was this big. He fit in like my wrist to my elbow. Super tiny guy. Yes. Very calm, very chill. Tiff has him upstairs. I was going to say, can she bring him down?
If you get Bazza on the fucking potty, then you can call the episode Dog Sensei.
Ooh, okay, cool. Babe, can you bring Barry down quick? So, just while I'm doing that, hopefully she checks her phone. So then we went and met him.
Fingers crossed, people. See Bazza.
Oh, she said sure straight away, so she must have that.
Oh, look at that.
So we went and saw her. When we told the lady, well, look, that's Barrington. We had the name forever. And she said, yep, cool, no problem. So we saw Banks that night. And then came and saw you, actually. We got to hang out because...
that was cool.
Couldn't get an Uber afterwards, and we didn't want to bother you because it was Saturday night. I thought you had plans, but you were chilling, so it was great.
This was a lamping stuff.
It was chilling. So we had a couple of beers, super fun. And then the next day, this is why I feel like I'm just like, ugh. We went from Toronto back another 2 hours west to get the dog, and then drove. It probably took 7 to 9 hours to get to. Thank you, baby. Just trying to introduce the podcast to Barrington.
Oh my goodness!
This is Barrington. Oh my god! Oh. He's a good boy. This is a good boy. Look how good he is.
Look at this little fella.
Look, Barry, you're on a podcast.
Haircut. He's the fluffiest man in the history of
Isn't
the podcast.
He's a cute. I love him so much. Honestly, like it's really weird being Nosh got to meet him last weekend, which was very cool. Yep. He loves Nosh. Of course, because he's uncle, and he tripped out because we looked the same. I think he really kind of like tripped out a little bit. That it was
and initially the first like 30 seconds, he's like, oh, "What the hell? Yeah. Similar face. What's going on?"
So, do you know what we should do? We should get the thumbnail with Barry in it.
Yeah.
I know we don't do it so early.
No, and this is obviously the way to do it.
Okay, Bear, you ready, buddy? Oh, why is it?
Okay, Bear.
Ready?
He's all fidgy.
Look at the camera.
Okay, I think I got it.
See, the best thing is like I was wondering what y'all like parent puppy noises would be, as in like what's your dog little baby voice? You know, I was wondering how that would go because some people get some fucking horrendous baby things going on. Like, there's either a baby or a dog. Like, who is? But like, I think it's funny.
I know exactly.
It wasn't what I. It's not what I expected, and I don't even know what to expect. But it's very, very funny and very cute. So, yeah, there you go.
Love it. I love it. All of a sudden, real quick, the audio's gone fucked up, and I don't know what to do. I'm like hearing if I turn this off, what's going to happen? Hello, can you hear me?
It's lagging on the visuals for me, so it'll probably just catch up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear the whole time. Okay,
no worries. It was I think when I had Barry on the computer, it selected something, and now we're good. Can you?
There was a cuteness overload. I'm pretty sure cuteness.
The computer couldn't handle it, so I'll keep moving my stories because I don't want to drag everything on too long. So we we had to drive him all the way back to Montreal, and then we got back, and then we had 5 days of packing. So the poor dude is this what did we get him? He's about 10 weeks old. He's about 4.5 months now, and 10 weeks. So that's 2.5 months. Watching his pack, but like putting him in the crate training him, trying to make him cool, and he's dealing with all these noises. He got to meet Dan there early on, and then we had to deal with the move. The move day was really stressful. The place, we had so much shit that there wasn't anywhere. Once we were boxing things up, there was nowhere to put it. So probably half the packing, Tiff was kind of doing, maybe not half, like a third or a quarter or something. A significant portion was whilst the movers were putting the stuff in the truck. And when the movers saw how much shit there was, they're like, it's not going to fit. This truck is too small. And even then, for the truck, I'm bouncing kind of back and forth.
Fucking hell.
They called fucking U-Haul the day before. Bro, I booked this shit like 5 weeks out. Paid in full. Nearly $1,000 for a U-Haul for a one-way trip. It's crazy.
Fucking hell, man.
And then they go, I got this email saying, oh, yeah, it'll be 1:30 p.m. And that's when you pick up the truck. I was like, I know I booked it for 7 a.m. because we had dudes coming at 9 a.m. and we had people meeting us here at like 6 p.m. And the drive was already like 6 hours. So I was like, that's not happening. So then they said, well, we can give you a truck, but you have to go to Sherbrooke, which is 2 hours east of Montreal, each way. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have a fucking choice. They fucked us royally. And now every time I see U-Haul, seriously, my stomach turns.
Honestly, U-Haul genuinely cunts. I had a problem with them when I moved from place to place a couple of times. 2 times in a row, actually.
Huh. No shit,
They fucked up at the start, but then they ended up like fixing me up later on with some refund bullshit. But they can't get the time they fucking jib me on. So they definitely, I'd put them up with a big capital C cut.
I guess it's a little bit better when you're in the same city, but still not great.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're moving provinces, and we've got timelines where there's people booked on both ends. It was nuts. Speaking of the refund, they gave us.
Should treat that as like a priority, bro. That should be like a high
so
priority.
Dumb. I agree. It's a movie thing, bro. What the fuck do you think this is? Like, what? You're a fucking idiot, and you can tell by the booking that it's a different city where the return thing is. So you know that the times have to be imported. Like, it's just the whole thing is. We even spoke to a manager. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes if you're moving into a building, for example, you've got to hire an elevator, and you've got to do that between X time. And if the delivery people fuck you up, then you fucking can't move in properly. And the building's like, fuck you, and like whatever. I heard stories from mates, similar thing with me here, but like, yeah, you got to be, they can really start the chain reaction of fuckery. So fuck them sometimes.
They can just eat shit, bro. I feel you so much. So I got one that I didn't realize was too small because it was already for a 2 to 3 bedroom place, and we only had a 1 bedroom. But we have so much shit that we needed a larger truck. So then the guys that we hired did some incredible Tetris job. They got all of our stuff in, but we had to leave a bunch of furniture behind. Probably like $1,500 worth of IKEA stuff. That was about 4 years old, so it wasn't even really worth whinging about. Like a bed frame, a wardrobe, a big dresser, desks, a couple other things. Wasn't devastated, to be honest, because I just wanted to get out. Now, you mentioned the elevator. We had the elevator from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. We had the shit all day, and the guys came at 10. So it took 6.5 hours to move us out of there. It was the longest shit. I slept maybe an hour and a half the night before. So we left. We canceled we moved the guys on this end to the next morning. And we were like, because we wouldn't have got here till probably midnight at the earliest. And we were already just dying exhausted. So we we decided to buy it, went to Walmart. We couldn't access any of our clothes. So we had to buy underwear and socks and t-shirts and buy a lock. Every single thing that we owned was in Tiff's mum's building's car park overnight. So we went there, we slept at Tiff's mum's house, and thank fuck. And then we all left the next day and went and we got the movers, and everything else was smooth after that. The coming in here was great. House has been awesome. Down in the basement now, it's pretty funny because I'm touching the ceiling. It's a 5'11" ceiling, and I am 5'11", so not optimal because it was a flip.
Not economic for you, mate.
Not at all. You will have to bend your neck when you see it, but it's not the greatest. But you just sort of like lean over. It's annoying, but it's fine for sitting down. And we built this over here is the BAOS set. So I was trying to figure it out. I set up the studio over there, which I wanted to be the set, but it just didn't look right when I was setting it up. So I was like, I haven't got any of the frames on the wall. It just seemed like empty and weird. I've got the microphone and speakers and all that set up, but so I thought, well, I got my shoe wall here. I can do that a little bit in between for now, even though it bounces off it. Which also, what if I got this?
Hey,
Look at that. Oh,
that's a good one.
yeah, like that. I can do that. And I had a
Don't
little
worry.
old school
Got the drawer
photo.
up. Oh, look at those two sexy cunts. Hey, look at that.
Huh? Bloody ripper, that
That's
is.
a classic. What a ripper.
Maybe I'll put him like that. Like that. A little bit of Cee
Isn't
and
that
Notion.
cute?
Old school.
Aw.
Look at that, mate. There
Hey,
you
I
go.
also enjoy the top middle row of shoes there with the black shoes. Should
This
show
one?
the kids those. Yeah.
Oh, I
Top
guess I
one.
probably the very top
No,
one.
no. Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. 'Cause
So
I can see it in the camera. So it's the most Aussie thing in the view.
So
Other than
Notion,
both of us.
I have your pair right here. So this is a brand called Dunlop Volley in Australia. These aren't the most attractive shoes, but they did a collab with Vegemite. So we ordered them, and we got Mum to send it over from Australia. So they
Bless your
did
mum.
a Vegemite shoe, and I got the matching socks as well. And they give
Fair
you
thug.
like these other laces, like swapping it. I tried on the other pair, and I was like, no, I'm not wearing this ever. So I
Are
think
they
these are
yellow late?
Yeah, I think they were yellow or red. Maybe yellow makes sense. This is just for
Red. Yellow? Yeah, well, either. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then the other one I got that you didn't get was the VB one. So VB is a shitty
Hey.
Australian macro beer. Oh shit! In the back it says, "Look for a hard-earned thirst."
Oh,
That's a bloody.
need a
beer.
big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic bitter.
Look at
Dun, 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 dun,
that. If you know, you
No.
know. So I know
dun, dun,
it's like the kids.
dun.
Oh.
Anyway,
So these are fun. These are just going to be the only shoes that I've just keep it dead stock and.
you're not going to wear the VB ones, are you? They're just going to be because they're
No.
going to get dirty.
They're called dead stock, so you just leave them on the shelf. Like they're
Dead
not drippy. Maybe for a music video it might be funny. Yeah, dead stock means shoes that never worn.
You
Fun
are
fact.
a fucking. You're. Are you a shoe head?
I'm a shoe
I'm a shoe
head. That's not a
head.
bad idea.
Oh, should do that.
So I love it. So anyway, loving having a house, loving having the space. Had a few dramas with it. Had to learn how to fucking operate a house. It's been a whole ordeal, but very cool. We also have a car now, so I'm zipping around. We got the pup. Barrington is a cheeky little rabbit. He swallowed a pine cone the other week, so we had to take him to the vet to induce vomiting. Could have killed himself. He eats fucking everything. So learning how to be a parent, it's very hectic. Much more hectic.
Baby dad.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy. I know you're already you're pretty good with this stuff already. So for me, it's really new. And
Yeah.
It's been interesting to learn this shit. So
Well, it's a lot different from a tortoise to a dog, but yeah, you're right. I have had similar responsibility for 8 years. I've definitely had to fish things out of my little sunshine's mouth, and he's had trouble with shitting and stuff and whatever diet. But like, yeah, we're out here.
out here, bro. So we all responsible parents. What is the other quick couple things? So settled in here. I guess that was end of July. So yeah, August has took because we basically came here with so much less furniture. It set us back, and to get settled, it was just a whole thing. So now we're in a pretty good spot. We got blinds installed. Fucking, we got a dining table the other day, like adults, and actually, like we were sitting at it today. We took some meetings. We did an Instagram live session from it. It's like, all right, we like having a dining table. It's kind of cool. We got a guest room set up. We got the office mostly set up. Still waiting on some stuff. So things are moving. The only boxes, I've only got just some down here, but for the most part, they're all gone. And so it's coming together, man. It's nice. I'm enjoying this process. What else has happened? We fucking spoke at a conference for High Season. So my Tiff's agency. We spoke at it's called the Canadian Medical Aesthetics Expo. Last weekend in Toronto, which was pretty cool. So it was a massive stage and a couple hundred people probably. And we brought Barrington on stage the whole time because he's a puppy. We can't leave him anywhere yet.
Gangster move.
So that was pretty funny. And we take him everywhere and everyone wants to talk to you and shit because you got this cute ass dog. So that's pretty fun. But the speech, that was dope. I hadn't been on stage for anything for a minute, so it was interesting. It reminded me a lot of when performing, you kind of shit yourself a bit before you go on, then you go up and you're like, whatever.
I respect that.
So that was kind of cool. And what else been quacking? I don't know. That's probably about it for me that I can think of. I'm sure there's other small things, but
I just thought of some stuff that I just fully skipped over because I said that I was engineering lots of stuff, but I didn't mention anything that I was doing because some of those songs came out, some of them haven't. But for example, there's a rapper named Wax. Do you know who that cat is?
I do. Skeevious did a song with him.
Yeah, Skeevious Tips did a song with him called Exhausted. But yeah, that was a really good credit essentially for me to have on my mixing resume, because when I posted about that shit on stories and etc. and the reels that I posted, people were DMing me like, "Are you fucking serious? How did that even happen? That guy's one of my favorite. I used to love that guy," or "I can't believe he's still making music," or "I love that guy still." I was like, "Wow, honestly didn't know who it was."
Oh, really?
So honestly, the voice is familiar, but it didn't click. When I saw his face, I'm like, okay, he's really good.
He was Bloguero massive.
Oh, okay, because the vocals that got sent through were fire. Everything was a pleasure to mix. So that was really cool. So I got Wax and Skeevy's on the thing. In Australia, there's an artist named Robbie P, who used to go by Zootek, that I was on Sin FM battles back in the day, like fucking almost 20 years ago. Anyway, was it 20 years ago? 17? A long time. So he had I did a whole project for him. The Bodega Brothers have a couple of singles that I did. I did like 4 for them. So they came out, I think there's one called Backflips and Monkey Shit.
Okay.
Monkey Shit's coming out next week, or maybe came out on Friday, just gone.
Monkey Shit's
Can't remember. And then Monkey, yeah, it's hilarious. And I had to do lots of editing, as you can imagine, for the clean version. So good times.
Hey, man.
Shout out to the Bodega Brothers. Jay Red, the poet, is a singer from Toronto, R&B cat, super dope. There was a song called Fell 4A, and that was featuring Nico, I'm pretty sure. Nico from the States. And then there's a song called Throw It Up, which I just laced up, which will be coming out soon. There's a local rapper goes by the name of Dyslexic. I've done like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs for him lately, plus a gang from before our break that I may have mentioned. But yeah, there's lots of things going on there. So couple of shout outs to the homies and the clients and the bros with the dope tunes coming.
Love to see it. That's great, man. Keeping the shit going. And that reminded me, I've got Relentless Deluxe coming next month in October finally.
Lovely.
Josh got the covers done, so I got the first 3 singles submitted. It's a longer story, but AWOL, my label, distributor, are changing their back-end systems. So because they weren't approved in time, I couldn't submit the full album, because you have to choose existing tracks to keep the plays in the same thing. So I'll submit that, but basically every Friday in October. So I'll have 3 singles, and then the deluxe album, so I'll have 5 new songs, which is exciting, having that finally drop. So obviously we'll be talking about that here as it goes.
Absolutely.
The other thing, By Toxicity 2 from D-Cypher and myself, we dropped the first one in last year. It was last year, wasn't it? Or was it 2020? I don't remember. No, it must be last year. It must have been last year. Who knows? Yeah. But we dropped it. And no, it was 2020, because last year we dropped Relentless. Yeah. Okay, that's fucked up. So that's done, and we're just waiting for the cover. It's super fast, man. And we're just waiting for the cover art to be done, so we're dropping that. I want to drop that this year, like November, December, so just as soon as we get that. So then now I'm in this place, and then that's all of the music I've had up my sleeve that'll all be out. And then we work on the Cee and Notion album, which we've selected. We're gonna sort of reconnect on that and get back into it.
We have to get some better beats. To be honest, I need to get some different, better beats. Cool. That's what we need to do.
I'm with that. That's fine. We can keep going. Like I wasn't married to anything, which was probably a sign that maybe we need to be married.
But I've been listening to a lot of them. I haven't actually. We're just like we before with our plans, we flesh it out live on air.
Yeah, I like this.
But while I've been in dormant states, and I've just just fucking had the phone goes on shuffle or whatever the fuck. So all my beats are on my phone, and all my current mix jobs on the phone. So when they come on, I'm just like, yeah, the beat's sick, but is it really a fucking Cee and Notion song? Like, yes, we both like the beat. Yes, we could probably rap to it, but is it going to give me fucking goosebumps? Is it going to give me a music boner? Am I going to tell cunts it's the sickest shit I've ever done? Like, it's like, that's where I'm coming from. It needs to be so fire, bro. Because like, I don't know, I want it to be. It can't be a whole album of like our single "Found You," like the same sort of beats, but it needs to be something that has that sort of connection and cohesiveness that we usually have when we make a song. So I'm basically being really picky on getting the right beats. So I think I'm going to have to amend a lot that we already have that we do like already, and I'm going to have to either make a whole new batch and literally just go spaz out on a whole new thing, because I've had a huge break on making beats. I didn't make many beats during the whole break that we had for our summer break here that we just talked about. So I don't think I actually made a beat since fucking April, maybe even May.
Okay, because you've been
Dead
doing
ass.
other shit.
I just distracted with life and personal stuff, and then also just been working. And also the mixing stuff comes first and foremost because that's bread and butter to keep the lights on. So that's that takes precedent and priority. But like I love making beats and it's fun as fuck, and it does bring me cake too. But it's not as frequent as getting people to mixing their shit for them. So, and that's what I love to do because I genuinely enjoy doing that. Wake up, cup of tea, spliff, mix a song, dreams.
Gotcha. So okay, I'd be down. Do you know? I was just thinking as you were talking, I'd be down to be on the pod. We could like go because the beats won't get copyright strikes because they're not released. So we could like play beats on the show and just like have that discussion live, like do it in front of for part of the pod. We could do one episode of the pod where we just go through beats.
Yeah, and I'll send the beats to you for your shit on that side.
Yeah, I think I have to play them through this. I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out beforehand. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it that won't like lag or fuck anything up. But that could be kind of fun to just like explore that a little bit and sort of do it live because there's nothing about like
people can comment live as the beats and if they actually like them or not. Because man, if the beats don't knock, sometimes people won't even listen to your song, regardless of how good you rap or whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Remember, like one of our fucking neighbors when I was like, I don't know, maybe 18, 19. This cunt was like 14. One of our direct next door neighbors, and like I used to play him all of our shit. Like when I had It's My Turn mixtape, so 2006. That was like when I was playing all those songs, and like he's like, man, this is sick. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I always used to ask him like, oh, what line did you like, or like what bars did you like? Because I'm still like learning how to rap and shit and trying to be good, figure it all out. And we're trying to do our best like mixtape rendition or impression from those industry beats. And so next door neighbor goes, oh, man, honestly, I haven't listened to a word you said. I just love the beats. I just zone out, listen to the beats, and I just like can't even hear the lyrics. I'm like, fuck. He's like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like all the time? Like, don't you ever just sit there and go listen to what they say? He's like, nope, just listen to the beat. Usually the bass line, and then it's mainly the beat. I'm like, fucking hell. It's like that's why I pump music so loud when I drive. That's why I've got a system in my car because I just want to hear the beat. I don't give a fuck about the lyrics. Sometimes they swear and shit and it gives me energy, but I just want the beats. I'm like, what? That fucking blew my mind, cunt. Adam.
Interesting.
Couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, bro, that is crazy. I felt like, maybe cunts don't like lyrics and they're not into the poetry lyricism part, which is literally all I'm about. Well, at that particular stage when this happened, and I was just like shocked at his reaction. Was like, "Yep, just like the beats, fuck the rest." It was just interesting, and I've heard it a lot, but like not as like straight up as that.
No,
but it was
you're
early
right.
on in the shock.
The beat is the hook, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Because you need to get So the beats are very important, which is why we have to, put in 50 and get 10. At the moment, we put in 20 and got 10 or 15. I don't know. We did something.
We went, decent. We had a pretty decent chunk. I have to find the note, but I think we had a reasonable amount that we sort of agreed on, and just needed to trim down because I was listening to them in different like chilling. I was listening to them when I was high or drunk, and trying to think of like maybe not freestyle necessarily, but like mumble a flow or
shit,
or a singing thing, whatever. And I was just trying to see, like, could this be a song? I'm not the great. Sometimes I'm good with that. I'm like, oh yeah, boom. But sometimes I'm like, I can't always see the thing. That's why I like a lot of collaborations, because if someone kicks it off, I'm like, sweet, okay, now I can go. Or I just need like an idea. Sometimes I find it hard to have a blank piece of paper and have. That's why I like sample beats, because samples will say something and then it'll inspire the name, or like the beat title that I think we talked about this before. The name of the I love that. Yeah. So like
I try to name my beats with inspirational names, because I know how much it can help, because when I've bought beats before in the past and bought so many, so that's yeah, that was kind of part of it as well. Like you hear a beat and you're like, oh, and then the name's kind of sick too. It's like, oh, I could do a track about this. It's really cool. I know exactly what you mean. It
You know
helps
what I'm saying?
a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make a real classic track.
Yes, definitely from all of that. So okay, let's look at that. Let's keep now. I guess it's good to once again talk about it live. I feel like I'm getting into the. I'm basically we're back at doing stuff. You know, full throttle. I feel like a lot of things are incomplete. Like this wall here, I'm trying to fill with stuff for the beer shit. I'm trying to get a neon sign with BOS like logo and stuff.
Sick.
I've already got quote like neon signs are expensive, so I'm gonna get an LED version of it. It's like a G for the most part for a good one. And I'm like, it's I don't know if it's reasonable or not, but I didn't expect $1,000. I thought like 2 or 3. So there's LED ones that does the same thing that just is probably like because if you drop it, you're it's gone. So it actually would stress me the fuck out. So I kind of almost happier to have this LED one. It's like lasts longer, uses less energy, it's safer. It basically looks exactly the same, does the same shit. But anyway, once I fix all of that, I don't know. I feel like I'll be. I want to get back into it, and particularly for me, I know you might not have had like ready to release music up your sleeve like I had, which isn't a good thing necessarily because I've got this like I don't know. To me, it feels old if you sit on it too long, and I didn't intend to. It's just all the different.
Exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean? Just the pieces didn't come together fast enough. It is what it is, but you know we're about to drop. So anyway, I think that'd be cool. If we get that moving, we could do some of the stuff for that, you know, beat selection, maybe just playing some stuff and having some ideas and shit live so people can see what that's like. That might just be an interesting episode, was just listening to the beats and hearing the discussions live, because I imagine people
like really about it.
Yeah. And we're approaching, and most people might just hear, you see the videos online, whatever, people making a beat and then recording, whatever. But this is us choosing a series of beats that for an album that's meant to be cohesive. So they'll be able to see the thinking. Because I'd be like, you know what? Like, I really like this beat, but man, it's just the vibe of this doesn't fit with anything for the rest of the project. Like, it makes no sense for this beat to be on it. Type shit. But if we love it, we could do it as a standalone single or something.
Yep, put it in the singles part for later. We'll just get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, or you do it beforehand as like the warm up.
Not many things will go to waste. We just need to like make sure we've got the right thing for the right project to make sure it's, like you said, cohesive. It's on the same page, makes sense.
Yeah,
but you can also have like a couple of things that peer out to be a little bit different, but you still want it to be in the same sort of body, because that's what a good album does. Any of the good albums, kind of in the similar soundscape scope.
Exactly, because it's like comes from a thoughtful approach where you like it's harder to have like a crazy soul beat and then a real Rick Ross level trap beat or something. They just sound out of place. Like it's got to sound like it's made for this. Yeah, it's got to be like maybe like Donda had some shit like that where it was a bit of a mix, like off the grid.
It's a bit abrupt.
Yeah, but like it just like
even is that a track order thing or is that a beat thing?
It could be a bit of both.
Both. Yeah.
But say if you think about Relentless, right? We had the first song on the album, aside from the intro song, was I Got Next, which was the only real trap song on that album. But it had the type of synth that sounded similar enough to the rest of the project. So that song didn't... And the next song was a reggae song. So like it didn't sound out of place on the project.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's that to me is a good example. I think we did a good job with that. And it just felt like good job. Anyway, that shit worked. So yeah, we could look at doing that. Maybe so I don't know if I got really much else. Oh yeah, the other thing, motherfucking got a package stolen from my front porch the other day. I was away. Oh, did I not tell you? Oh no, I sent it to Mum in the chat, but maybe. So they teeth Yeezy socks that I got, so I was pretty pissed. We went away on Friday just for an evening, but we didn't get back until Saturday night, kind of late. And we left at like, I don't know, noon or some shit on Saturday, and they got delivered about an hour after we left. So I wasn't going to turn back for it. I didn't think it'd be a problem. It's a safe neighborhood. It was all good, but it was in a box. I thought it would be in like a little packet, like a little plastic envelope. Yeah. It was a box. It was like from Saks Fifth Avenue. I can't remember where I saw it. Maybe Reddit, and they had Yeezy socks at 50% off. So I was like, yeah, sweet. So just got like
Of course, you would buy Easy Socks at 50% off. Obvi, as if you
Obvi,
wouldn't.
you'd be crazy not to. So
Fam.
ordered that, came home, and then the there was nothing on the doorstep. There was some stuff in the mailbox, and one of them was a little packet. And I didn't see we have cameras, and it records when someone puts stuff there.
Sick.
I thought that the packet in the mailbox was the socks, because it shouldn't be really that big. And when I got upstairs, I just opened it, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, it's for Tiff. I was like, oh, okay, like, this is not what I thought. Then I went out and checked it, and I thought, oh, maybe a neighbor moved it and put it under the front steps or over the back fence or something like that. And I looked, I couldn't see it. And then I came back in, and Tiff had checked the camera, and she's like, and it was 4:07 a.m. on Friday or Saturday morning, Friday night, and two cunts. One dude was carrying a TV that I thought they stole, but I spoke to the neighbor about it because his son got assaulted as well, and the cops came here. So I had to call the cops because they wanted the camera footage in case it got the guy that assaulted the son, who tried to steal his Pokemon cards from a yard sale that they were having.
What the fuck, fam?
Which is crazy. So I know that's what I'm saying. It's been a time, bro. And this is like 2 days ago. And then the neighbor I spoke to yesterday, I thought maybe he moved it or whatever the fuck. What am I trying to say? And then, yeah, when we saw him so these guys were carrying a TV, but the neighbor said they put a TV out like on the lawn, that they were trying to get rid of. So they just must have picked that up. I thought these were two cunts on like a stealing spree and shit. And you see him walk past, go to the text chat with mum and you'll see it. He's walking past our driveway and he gets almost to the end of it. He looks, sees the package, looks again, and then runs across, picks up the package and keeps going. So I'm trying to get a refund from it, and I thought, let me just report it to the cops in case they could check. Maybe these guys did other stuff. The chances of them doing, he's like, can you describe him? I'm like, I don't know. It's on night vision in this camera, like you can't fucking see anything. So like man, fuck them. I hope something really bad happens to them and their family. I don't steal from cunts. I don't like that. And I know they were just sucks, but it's so I'm not worried. They were like, it was like $100. I'm not stressed over $100, but it's the principle. I feel violated. I don't like that shit because I would never do that to anybody. So I'm like, that pissed me the fuck off. So that was a little
fuck trash. Sorry to hear that, mate.
That's all right. It's another lesson. So now we'll try and ramp up the security a bit more.
Buy some fucking Easy Socks for Chrissy or something like that, eh, mate?
I've already got some. I'm trying to get more. Look at that. Let's go.
Hey?
Saks Fifth Ave.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Drip gang or some shit. What do you say?
You know the vibes. Who said drip?
I don't know. Something about drip. I said drip gang.
That works. It works for me. I love drip gang. I love it.
Okay. I like it.
So, what we thought between you and Dan, put a whole bunch of stuff that happened over the last 3 months in note here.
So much.
So I think what we'll do, we'll just quickly pass over. This is just shit that went down over the last 3 months that typically we would speak about on the pod. After this week, we'll get back into the recent swing of things, but we thought we'd just do a quick recap. Like I said at the beginning, some of this shit you might already know about, so we're not going to go crazy in depth into anything.
Yeah, it's like points.
Yeah, and then some of the stuff you might not have heard about, you might find that interesting. So, should we just start from the top of Dan's stuff and then work through your stuff, or what's the best move you think? Yeah. Yeah,
that's a good move.
Maybe we'll start with Dan's, and when we do yours, because you've got a lot of links, I've got the split screen, so I can bring the split screen for the ones that we want to see. Like you said earlier, we don't have to look at all of them, but if I hit it, you can just be like, yeah, hit that one, and I'll bring it up, and we'll switch it up.
Bloody ripper.
So there was the Rogers outage here in Canada. On Rogers is one of, for those who are outside of Canada, phone company that unfortunately me and Tiff are with.
By Vodafone, right?
Rogers owns Fido, but I think Rogers is its own entity. On the day we fucking closed the house on the 8th of July, they had no cell service. You couldn't call 911. You couldn't do anything. And we had to drive out here.
Wild.
Which is so great. And that shows us the problem when one company has the monopoly over emergency services. It's so dumb.
Emergency services should be its own network that's accessible all the time, no matter what goes
absolutely.
down.
Absolutely. Not even a question. So that this showed why. I think they're going to change things after this. So basically, we had to go to different places, get on Wi-Fi, get the driving instructions because we didn't know how to get here because it's kind of complicated, and screenshot them all and then just follow it. Like it was just such a nightmare. It was such a whole fucking thing, and there was 4 of us. So Tiff and I were on Rogers. Dan was on Fido, and Fido's owned by Rogers, so he was out. And Tiff's mom was with us. She's on Bell, which was fine, but she's got a grandfather plan where she pays like $25 a month and she doesn't have any data. Because if she adds it, it'll fuck her good deal. So none of us had any data. It was just like a annoying way to... Yeah, bro. It just made the whole day so much more difficult. Like, we were going to hardware stores and we were looking
There was so many businesses that got affected. Like, cunts got mad fucked that day. Like,
oh, yeah.
Man, I tried to go get sandwiches at places. Like I usually, pay cash places. So thankfully, some of those places were like, yeah, we're taking cash today because we fucking can't do anything else. So, yeah.
It's so crazy. That was fucked up.
Some businesses really fucked up. So,
yeah. So that's a real shame. That was really whack. Drake was that was like early July. So Dan separated them into months, and then it's actually pretty good we're doing this way because you said all of your stuff was just September, which is cool. Drake was arrested in Sweden for weed possession in mid-July.
Boo Sweden, boo.
Right?
Boo Sweden.
Sweden keeps fucking with rappers. Remember they
honestly
had
Sweden's
Rocky.
Pretty good. A lot of good mountain bike races there, but boo for the weed. No, sorry, Sweden.
Really
up
dumb.
Your game there,
boo,
mate. Sorry.
Boo.
I know a few Swedish cunts that was a couple in Australia that used to hang around with the music kids, and Swedish people are fucking sort, but they got to sort the weed thing out. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
I'd love to go. I've heard great things about Sweden.
Looks beauties, mate.
Omnipolo's from there too. The vibes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Stockholm. So hopefully Drizzly was all good. Beyonce dropped her latest album on the 29th of July. I didn't even remember, honestly. Oh, it's called Renaissance. Did you listen to it?
Honestly, not.
I heard it.
Check it out.
Okay, interesting too.
Might put an eye mask on after the podcast and then have a steam bath and listen to that.
Yeah, look at the compass on there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Self-love. Love it.
Yep.
So I've heard most of it. Like, I don't know. It's not really like my thing, but
what's the production angle this time? Is it like a ballad thing? Is it like a dance-holy thing? Is it like Afro beats? What's the
kind of all the above?
Scope?
Dance, like the first single was kind of like a Bicky's dance song.
Is it the one that she like?
Break My
remember
Soul?
When Drake released a house track and then she put a house track on? Is that song on that album?
So Drake dropped. Actually, that's an interesting thing. So Drake dropped the album the day before Beyonce, the weekend before Beyonce dropped the single, because apparently it was that he knew that she was going to drop a house project, so he had to come, or at least a house single, so he wanted to get the whole house album that he did called Honestly Nevermind out before then. I was going to bring that up, but actually this is better timing because it's more accurate. Did you like that album? Thoughts?
The Drake Dancey joint?
Yeah, the whole one.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's definitely a time and a place for the tracks, and it'll be... I want to see like Soul Lection remixes of that kind of stuff, for example. That'd be cool.
Could be cool. That's a good one.
That could be cool. Otherwise, it's like not something I'm going to reach for out of his collection of shit that I would normally... If I'm going to put any Drizzly on, it's not going to be that. But if I'm, speeding in the car on the freeway, there's a couple songs that could go.
I like that.
Or if I'm at a party and there's like, a girl fucking, wiggling the thing, I'm going to catch a bubble to the right song too.
Hey. You know the vibes.
Hey.
You know the fucking vibes. Oh, Notion. So then I liked it. I thought it was cool. And at first I hated it. I was like, I want to turn it off. We pushed our way through because it's Drake, and then started listening to it more. There's a few joints like Massive and things like that that are like the slap that I really enjoy. Yeah, so like it grew on you. It's interesting though. So I don't know. He got a lot of hate for that shit. Oh yeah, that's something else that happened. I don't know if you put the link. The beef, the mild beef between Anthony Fantano of the Needle Drop and Drake.
Oh no, I didn't. We definitely should touch on that.
Touch on that quickly now. That happened like last week. So Fantano, we talked about it. We got to hang out with Fantano back in 2010 at South by 2010, 2011.
2011.
So I know we always really like him because he was so cool to us when we hung out. So basically, Fantano must have shit on Honestly Nevermind, and then like a month or two later, I guess 2 months later, it's like middle of the night, like 3 a.m. or something, Drake messaged Fantano and said something about your whole life is a light one, which is like his, it's like a strong 2 or a strong 8 out of 10. Yeah. So like he called him a light 1, and he said a bunch of other stuff. And Fantano said he didn't know what to do, so he was like, well, what I could do, he goes, I want to talk about it and make content, but I don't want to expose it. So I'm going to pretend he got a friend to mock up that Drake sent him a vegan cookie recipe DM. And then Drake himself screenshot it and leaked the DMs. So it's like he tricked Drake into leaking it, which is pretty funny. Wow. And then he did a bunch of videos, mad memes about it. I thought it was pretty funny. It was a bit ridiculous and unnecessary. Drake didn't need to do that. He must have been in his feelings, or he was trying to be funny, but it didn't really land. So, that was
interesting.
That was funny.
Drizzly.
Shouts to Drizzly. What else we have? We had Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian broke up in August. Surprise, surprise. And now apparently Pete is in some sort of like trauma rehab or something. I don't know. Poor guy.
Because they're all insane. Needed to get away from the insanity. Yeah, that makes sense.
Potentially. And him and Kanye's beef was kind of funny, though, to be honest.
Ridiculous. It's all... Oh, my God.
Oh, the guys are fucked.
His stock has gone up, though, eh?
Who, yeah?
Davidson, pedo.
Well,
Skeety weedy.
Depends, I guess, as far as, like,
I noticed attention.
Yeah.
He was, better birds now. Like everything going forward, like I'm pretty sure he can only benefit from this.
Fair point.
Which is kind of hilarious because you're just like, how did this even fucking happen? Like, I don't even what.
The whole thing is
like,
weird, man.
He just like fell into fucking. Oh God.
It's like rebound shit. It's like.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super weird. It makes no sense that they.
Good times with the tabloid magazines and all those fucking.
Man.
Bottom.
Heavily.
Publications.
Oh yeah, they were eating it up. It was like knew something every day. It was trending on Twitter every fucking day, man. It was so crazy. What else? OVO Fest went down in August as well. Young Money reunion with Wayne and Nicki, and I think they had to reschedule for the next week. Something happened. They couldn't get into Canada or some shit went down. But apparently that was super dope. Would have been cool, but I think the tickets were absurdly expensive, like $500 for like the nosebleeds. Like
why would you go? Why would you go, dude?
Insane.
$500, cunt.
I think that was the same as the Weeknd, because Weeknd played on the Weeknd in Toronto, and we wanted to go, but I swear to God, like the 300 or 400 was the nosebleed seats were like $500. Normally, them shits are like 60 to 80 or something. Like you're not going to pay that much. Like I feel like they're taking the piss at this point. I don't fuck with
absolutely taking the piss. $5, bro. Suck my dick from the front. No, back.
The back. The back.
That's the one. Yeah.
Back. Fuck it. What else we got? Circuit.
Next one.
Yeah, Nick Cannon.
Nick. He's the shit. He can't pull out at all. He's so bad at pulling out. He's the non-pull-out king.
Yeah, the leave it in king, as Scott Beer Cole.
Leave it in king.
Leave it in king. Just leaving it in, not even attempting to whip it out. So,
it's ridiculous. Why?
10th child.
Does he know all the names of all the kids and all the birthdays of all the kids? I bet you he doesn't, bro.
Oh, there's almost no way.
When did he lose count? I want to ask him, hey, bro, when did you start losing count of like everything?
About who it fucking hell.
I reckon it's the third one.
It depends if he's got any of the women in his life, but he probably doesn't. Like he's probably not with any of them.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of is he just giving them a present and then paying for it along the way?
Oh no! People say he's trying to start like an army.
An army of the bloodline, an army of cannons.
That's what it feels like to
me.
Cannon. Fucking Pete. What else we got? House of Dragons, the Game of Thrones new series. Have you started watching that, or you're not really? That's not your vibes.
And I'm still at the point when the dragons just got taken by the bad cunts. Okay,
so this is a whole nother show altogether.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going to go there.
I need to do more sitting on the couch.
just plonking there, just grabbing a brewski and just.
I've been watching Family Guy. Like, to be honest, like I found a website and just been watching fucking all the new Family Guy from the newest to the oldest until I know where I've caught up to. So I'm, it's been kind of hilarious because the new shit's actually banging. Family
All right.
Guy's really way better than I, remember. And so I've been watching funnies.
That's fair. I respect it, and I probably need to.
Gone through some stand-ups and shit, like just random things.
Anything
Nothing
good?
Oh, there's a new one that I haven't watched, which we should talk about. I don't know. I didn't put a link because it's something that I screenshot. Andrew Schultz has a new one that he dropped on his YouTube channel, Infamous, exactly right, on his
No, you have to buy it on his website. So I bought it. We watched it in Sutton.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah.
Now it's on his YouTube free.
No, it's not. Really?
That's what he just announced. That's what I was. I guess that's the reason why.
What a dirty cunt! You go and buy it, and now it's just put on YouTube. That motherfucker.
Well, he's probably gonna fucking make bare ducats from
the YouTube AdSense. Yeah, I guess it's the second run.
Probably. Yeah. He loves it.
It's good. I hadn't laughed so hard at anything for a while. It's like intense.
He's an intense funny cunt. It's like he really pushing the boundaries, but sometimes he saves it.
Yeah, he saved it every time. I didn't think at any time that was too far at all. I thought it was great.
Good.
It was fucking. You fucking lose your shit getting lit, and fucking you lose your tits, cunt.
Oh, I'll watch it after this. I'll watch it after this.
Okay, good. Just have like a big split because it's just like whoa, gotcha. Bro. Like even me and you, like I know we sometimes say wild shit, but
we do.
It's
that's good. Did it help you push your boundaries for next time we chat privately?
I got to rewatch it, and then I'm going to start saying some fucked up shit, bro. Watch me. He's the best. I feel like we're coming up on an hour already, so I think we'll just kind of maybe zip through some of this stuff just to
smash through
bring her on home. DJ Khaled dropped God Did in August as well, his new album with the Jay-Z verse that all the kids are excited about.
Kids are excited.
Did you hear the album? Did you love the Jay-Z verse?
Heard the album. It was decent. Jay-Z verse was great. It wasn't like amazing, floor me, fucking knock me over Jay-Z. It was just like mid Jay-Z. So people were praising it for not the wrong reasons. He definitely did some praise. It just wasn't one of those. I guess cunts were just getting too excited for it. It is a big, long verse, and there's like speculation to see, if he did it in one take and shit. But Guru said he did, but Jay-Z came out said he didn't, and then
I saw you put something about that in there. I'm just gonna switch the camera battery here. So I bring that one up, or should we get? Because I think you put.
If you want to, it's mad brief.
Okay, what's the TLDR then? Did he say something?
So Jay-Z said that he had like looped the beat just so he could have something to get in the rhythm of the of the song and everything, and that he was waiting for Khaled to send over the actual beat so he could rap in his designated slot. So basically, I guess Guru looped whatever he could out of the song, and Jay-Z had a couple of run-throughs, and so that's all he was talking about. So he still did the thing in one take because he's a fucking bad cunt.
But it wasn't first take.
It wasn't the first take, and people were like, who fucking cares, cunt? Like, dude, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. It's Jay-Z, just take it easy, all good. And then Joe Budden saying it's just not a top 10 Hove verse and like whatever. He always has to rein in on stuff. But yeah. Overall, it's a decent album. There's a couple of really, really standout songs, and I don't know the names, but there's a couple of good ones.
I agree. I really like the album too. I guess at first I was like, oh my God, Jay's spinning, so you can't lose your shit.
Of course.
I had some moments, but yeah, it's solid. I really liked it. The whole album overall was great. I listened to it a bunch. I really like it. Most of it. It's just good big ass anthem music, which is pretty cool.
You're cool.
I'm cool. What else we got? All right, I don't know. Dan put something about there's a video of Mark Zuckerberg sparring with an MMA trainer earlier this month, which was apparently funny. He probably looked ridiculous. Yeah.
Possible.
Pussy hole. The Queen Elizabeth passed a couple weeks ago as well. That was pretty nuts. I don't know. I guess we won't get into it, but however
No.
you feel. If
Catch
you
camp.
bang with Lizzie, if you don't bang with Lizzie, whatever the vibes is. PNB Rock was shot dead on the 12th of September for a chain in LA. He wore all of his jewelry to Roscoe's in the Hood, which was an interesting
It's a bad
choice.
idea, mate.
Wasn't the best, but it seems like LA is getting real bad, real dangerous and real bad.
Yeah, doesn't
Not
sound like
great.
a good.
No,
Moving to, mate.
definitely fucked up. Stormzy dropped this epic video that we watched on the weekend last week with Dan.
Gonna have to watch that.
It's sick. Called Mel Made Me Do It. It's like a 10-minute thing with like just him rapping, just like they how Game always does. There's like 300 bars. It's kind of that.
Sick.
Stormzy just did.
Nice. I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Fucking just rapping is really good. Like a great video. Lots of big guest stars that we had no idea. I'm like, Dan, is that someone? Is that someone? Is that someone? Like we don't fucking know because they're like soccer players or like British TV stars. Like we don't know any of that shit. So that was really cool. Highly recommend the cunts go and watch that. So that was Dan's stuff that he put down here. I guess we can jump around. So they did the Taylor Hawkins tribute show. So Taylor Hawkins was a drummer for Foo Fighters. And his son played for one of the songs, and everyone was like, "It's just a
hero."
Yeah, was loving it, and Questlove thought it was super dope, and it was a cool video. I don't like the Foo Fighters at all, like their music. Respect them, but it's not my thing. But I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was that video of because I remember one of my mates was telling me that was on, and I tuned in eventually, and I saw a bit. I was like, okay, cool. And then the next day that was just like the clip that I saw, and it's like that was just that's a beautiful moment. So felt that was cool. Nice little tribute.
I don't know if you read this, but Sci-Hi the Prince asks if he should retire from rap.
Yeah, he tweeted that and asking people I think it's because there was a drama with him and Ye about. There's a thing. So Sci-Hi the Prince says Sicko Mode derailed his relationship with Kanye West. If you want to click on that link, we can look at that one.
I'm totally down for that. Okay, because I didn't know that. Okay, so let me just
start with the Lizzie one.
All right, no, I got it right here. I'm just going to change to the split screen. Look at us.
Technology kids.
All right. So
look at that.
He asked fans if he should retire. Been thinking about retiring from rap. Okay. He went on live. He's doing that his whole life, rough journey. Get yourself hot in the streets, blah, blah, blah. Let's see where he says about... Talking about the Ricos and blah, blah, blah. He's talking about everything's fucked. Okay, come on. Let's say this shit about Kanye. Songwriter Sicko Mode. He became a songwriter because Akon's brother impeded his solo career. Oh, he wrote because I could never sign with Kanye West. I always signed to Boo, who is Akon's brother. But Boo would not let me sign to Kanye West, so I had to become a writer. I'm not a writer. The only reason I became a writer is because I had to make some kind of money or I was going back to the street. So Ye was like, hey, man, until we figure this shit out, help me come rap. So I wrote Black Skinhead. Another record. We got $1 million deal from Motorola. Got $500,000 deal for Wolf of Wall Street. The Boo comes out of the blue and claims that he owns my publishing. Cease and desist from Universal. Take 50% of what I wrote. My God. Man, music industry's evil, bro. It's like just doing our shit our own way. It's crazy. I want to thank blah, 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 blah. Okay, so he didn't say it here, so you must have seen him say it somewhere else about him being Sicko Mode was the reason that shit was weird. Was that in this article?
Well, that's what the heading of this article is.
During became a songwriter, blah, blah, blah. It said ask fans. It didn't say anything about Sicko Mode being the thing.
So there's another link. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links down, just under the Queen Elizabeth link now. Shared note.
In the note. Okay.
That's the one I thought you clicked on. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, okay. Just under there it is. My bad. Here we go. Loading it up. All right. Sicko Mode derailed his relationship with Ye. Here we go. Because I feel Kanye feeling a certain kind of way with me. Like, what's going on? Oh, because he wrote for, I guess, Travis and Drake and stuff. Is this the guy who wrote this? Is this the guy from Sicko Mode? I'm like, okay. I thought it was kind of strange, but I didn't know what was really going on. So I was conflicted about Travis, who'd been working with Kanye for about a decade, letting Drake diss him on the record. Oh, because he... So I just thought that Drake should be allowed to express himself. Okay, so what did he write then? Oh, him looking at Trav like, why would you let someone do that on the song? But because it's your brother-in-law, okay. But I get Trav, he's like, Drake's an artist, he's going to express himself. I'm like, okay, cool, but you know that's our guy. Can't let dudes diss our buddy, that's our buddy. Okay. Kanye mentioned feeling some kind of way. Saha told me if I face a Sicko Mode was his biggest song. Well, go on, because Donda was the best ghostwriter I ever had. Okay. The business, Saha said the business of the song rubbed him the wrong way, and he agreed to take 10% less of the regular profits he was owed in a deal with Travis Scott, where he would get a verse free of charge. Okay, whatever. All right, so shit's been fucked up. Okay, that sounds like a pretty messy situation.
That's fucking industry,
man. I hate it. Super trash. What else? This one, there was no thing. This is something that happened the other day, but basically Kanye has been sort of going nuts on Instagram again, which is always a good time. He said that he's basically beefing with Gap and Adidas about all of the deals that he had because neither of them are living up to what he agreed with.
The bargain?
Yes, exactly. And then, apparently Adidas are re-releasing old Yeezys without permission, creating their own colorways that aren't approved, like doing stuff like that they shouldn't be doing. And Gap didn't do any of the stuff that they wanted to do. Gap, he said Kanye, there's a video I saw of Kanye yelling at Gap executives saying, I brought a 3 million email list, like 3 million people, and y'all didn't use it from Yeezy. So he brought it across, and they didn't use it to advertise the Gap stuff. And they only did the hoodie and the jacket for normal Gap stuff, like the normal
3 million people, and they didn't even consider it to be valuable.
They dropped the ball constantly.
Silly,
it was kind of wild, to be honest.
Truth.
So the funny part is now he's like putting all the fucking cease and desist stuff online as he does, and he's going to go independent. So he basically wants to create Yeezy stores, get his own manufacturing, get his stuff done, which is much smarter than just collaborating with other brands that have too much control. So he was on like Good Morning America, and the chick was like, "Well, if you remember about a decade ago or whatever it was, you were on Sway in the Morning," and he said Sway was like, "Why don't you do it yourself?" And then Kanye was like, "Yes, I have to admit that Sway did in fact have the answers because Sway told him to do that. It was fucking hilarious, very cool.
That shit was awesome, very cool, very good circle back. Yeah.
All right, let's just run through these like quick time.
Do it.
Lil Wayne's in the studio with Wyclef Jean for Carter 6. Very cool.
Always a good thing.
Action Bronson did his professional wrestling debut. I'm Out for Blood.
In the WWE?
Yeah, or AEW. Is that something else too?
I don't know. He's out there. He's just, he's all fucking buff and trimmers. So he's ready to, so to smash and bash and ready to, honestly, he's smashing cunts' heads in. He's in like some tag team match. I saw some. If you follow Action Bronson on Instagram, what is it? Bam Baklava.
Yeah,
some shit like that. Very funny. He's a funny cunt. He's a good bloke, and he deserves all the good things. So that's pretty funny that he's getting that corporation, that corporate wrestling money. So fucking funny. Big lols.
Love to see it. Love it.
Yep.
Lil Yachty launches his own pizza in Walmart. That's funny.
That's amazing. I appreciate the hustle, but
no,
I mean, it really. I'm sure. I really genuinely hope that he's got a really nutritional choice of pizza. I mean, pizza's not exactly the healthiest, but just don't pack it with sugar. Don't kill kids. Don't be part of the problem. Walmart are pretty. Can't imagine it'd be the best pizza. I think I'm imagining like Little Caesars quality. What do you think that would be like?
I mean, this would be a frozen pizza though, so it's probably even worse.
Oh,
think about it, right?
Just like make it at home.
Yeah, I could. Hang on, I'm just gonna open.
So you could always gourmet it up because, if you buy frozen pizzas and you add stuff to it, kind of helps it.
Yeah. Yachty's Pizzeria purchased from Walmart freezers, so it's frozen.
Own frozen pizza. Look at you, bro. Look
Oh,
at
wow.
you. Buffalo style chicken, hot honey, pepperoni, bacon, and veggie supreme. Oh, nicely done.
All right.
Look at
Well,
the packaging. Hilarious.
he's kind of cool. Good for him. I don't hate him at all.
Fun.
All right, do it up, my guy.
No, I like his interviews. I just don't like his music.
Yeah, that's fair. I think
Remember, remember when he had that beef with Budden and stuff? That was kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly. He would have got picked on so hard because he's just too young, too
So he's having a good time.
Cunts just doing his thing, what else we got? Fat Joe is now the host for the 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards. Don't know.
That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yep, he's a bit of a weirdo. Jonah Lucas stuns Funk Flex by rapping backwards over Nas and Biggie beats. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I watched that. As really sick, genuinely cool.
Okay.
I figured it would be dope. He's done. I think he's approaching these little feature exclusive freestyles like Papoose does, like doing the alphabet raps and doing the number raps and then doing the, he's got very specific themes. I feel like he's going through an order of, I'm gonna do a song about fucking Will Smith and I'm gonna fucking rap a song that I can do backwards. I mean, it's not the very first song that we've heard that's kind of front to back or done sort of backwards like that. Like
It's
Nas
like
has done some
Rewind.
shit like that.
Okay.
And exactly right, boom. So it's like that, but it's like he raps the same thing, just inverted. He just goes straight backwards, same lyrics, just kind of backwards. It's weird. Definitely worth a watch. Funk Flex loses his shit, and he's so like interrupting.
Yeah, he does that all the time.
And if I was Joyner, man, he's so composed, dude. It's really just like admirable to watch that cunt just spit while Flex is like yelling and screaming and smacking the table, because like that would fuck me up. Imagine if the beat wasn't loud enough for your headphones and like the him slapping on the table like threw you off your rhythm. You have to record it again or something. That would piss me off.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
that was definitely worth a watch.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. J. Cole becomes the first rapper to cover NBA 2K. I guess that means on the cover of the...
Round of applause. NBA 2K, like the video game cover. That is amazing.
Good for Jermaine.
No, I know a lot of gamers that'll be pumped with that. A lot of cunts.
Love to see it.
It's huge, dude.
You
should
very
go to that
cool.
article. I think they have a look on that article, please. And, I mean, we like looking at pizza. Everyone likes that. Could get some good views. But look at that. Oh wait, scroll down. They have a photo.
Right,
it's like
cool.
there it is.
Shit.
Look at that.
All right, my
Carolina blue and the whites.
Love to see it. Love to fucking see it, mate. Love to fucking see it.
It's amazing, dude. A rapper on the front fucking cover of a basketball game. Like, dude. First, look, he's got dreads out there. Look, he's just swinging. That is fire.
Just loving it. What a mad cunt. Shouts to you, Jermaine. You bloody legend.
No, I'm honestly super pumped with that. That's really cool because, like, obviously, all of his mixtapes are basketball themed. He plays basketball. He's good at it. That's just sick. What a great sidestep of his hip hop career. I love it a lot.
Love it.
I'd honestly love to get. I'm gonna have to figure out which of my mates has a fucking console so I can get this game and have a play with it. I obviously don't want it. Nah, I'm not going to buy a console just for one game because it'll sit and gather dust. And everyone will be mad at me for not using it.
I may get the game and then put it on the wall. Like,
I'll just buy the game on the wall. I might just buy the poster.
There you go. That's a solution.
I'll buy it for you so you can just,
I love video games. Stop it. Video game king. God. The vibes.
All right, mate.
All right, the last one, I'm just going to basically read the headlines because they're kind of funny. Rory admits Joe Biden's podcast promo run pissed him off. I think I saw that. He was talking to Rosenberg or something.
An article made me write it down because it was funny.
Which is very cool. We covered some of this. Kanye opening Yeezy stores. Jay-Z saying he slightly cheated with his One Take God Did verse, which you explained. Joe Biden saying it's not a top 10 verse. Stacey Dash claimed she was clueless, which is funny because she was clueless. DMX died. So she didn't know DMX died, and she filmed herself crying. Thanks, bro. Thanks. Actually, I didn't write it. This was the thing. But yeah, that's funny. Tennis. She's a weirdo. Yeah, she's definitely like lost her mind. The last little while. Questlove calls out tennis commentators after they mistake Dionne Warwick for Gladys Knight. I remember seeing that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was during the Serena match. I was actually watching that real.
Serena won, right?
No, she got. Well, there was one night she won, then the next night she got knocked out.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. It definitely sucks, but she's still firing the
The
booth.
goat.
She's still the goat. She's still knocking them fucking forehands and shit. She'll gurk a
Yeah.
bitch on the court.
Some might say,
Meh. Meh. That's a good one.
Right.
Wow.
And last thing we have here is Diddy's son, King Combe, says dinner with Jay-Z is definitely worth it. You know, he inspired me a lot, because hence the joke with, do you want $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z? You know?
So many, the internet's had that one for breakfast, mate. Did you see?
No.
There's a couple of really funny TikTok / I guess reels. People
Talking
are like,
about it.
yeah, they're like, fuck that shit. Yeah, it was really funny.
He's
There's a couple around. Can't think of how they went because
I've got to look into it.
Googs. Check on the Googs.
Checking on the Googs. Well, I mean, I feel like that's where we hit our usual time here kind of nicely there.
Word up.
I feel like we've got this one, you put this new music of the best songs of 2022 for hip hop and R&B so far, so maybe we can check that next week. But all right, so that was great. Good shit. Happy to be back. It's been back in action. We'll be back every week really at this point now. Now I just wanted to get, even though Dan couldn't be here, even Dan was like, guys, just get it started and he'll jump in when he can. So this was good. Now we can just get back. I feel like it's good. 3 months off. We just like run, what's been happening with us. Fucking cool. The next week, just back to normal. Shouts to everyone listening in Mali, Kenya, and I think it's Kazakhstan of all countries that kept us on their charts for the whole time. I think it only went off the charts like last week. In one of them, we're still on one. I think we're still in Kenya, but the other two came off. We came out the charts after that. So I felt it gave people a bit of time to catch up to some of the episodes and stuff.
We've got a couple of boards. That's probably a good idea. They could listen to some other fun ones.
It's just funny that it like lasted that entire break. I'm like, we haven't put out shit in like months, and we're still on the chart. So it's very cool that people still take the time to listen. So much love to y'all. Appreciate it. We're gonna get back on our steez right now. So, Nosh, where can everyone find you online, fella?
Oh, mate, at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Note Studios on Instagram and Facebook. At Notion MTB on Instagram. For all my mountain bike shit. Watch me go down hills really fast. I've been GoProing a whole bunch, so just check it all out. And that's it. Oh, yeah,
Love
TikTok as well. At Notion Baby, whatever. Catch you out.
Get counts on there. You'll get me at CEEFOR on Instagram and Twitter, CTMF on Facebook and TikTok. And also, if you enjoyed my little puppy, we have him on Instagram at Barry the Multipoo, BARRI the Multipoo. Check him out. He's a cutie. We haven't gone super nuts. We're still getting back into the swing of things kind of nowish. So we're going to post a bunch more because, he's a little fucking G. And with that, thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, mate, smash the thumbs up. Hit subscribe or hit the flipping notification bell, Uncle Bradley Notion.
Ding dong.
So you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at The Movement Fam. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and give us a nice 5-star review. It helps a ton, particularly now we're coming back and, ready to pound out content on that ass.
Yeah, buddy.
No pause. We will see you sex beasts next week. Get a fucking flipping dog up here.
Woofity woof.
Wolf.
Drink
wolf.
water. Drink water.
Drink water, cunt. Be nice to your mum, cunt.
Oh,
nice to your mum, cunt. Cunt. Uncle Notion. He's a good
name.